Dear friends, today we are going to discuss about product liability. Very different type of topic is in the context of engineering. I am talking about that what may be the product liability. The name also sounds strange, but you see in the real life scenario, when you go to purchase a particular product and you are using it, taking all precautions, etc. It happens that you may get injured, your safety may be compromised. So what you will do? You will be having a just sorry state with you. So in order to take the safeguards of the customers, the concept of product liability has been taken into consideration. That is, the customer's interests are also to be considered. If he is purchasing some product, it should be ensured that the product conforms to the standards. It has been designed properly, all the precautions have been taken, and if some fault is there at some point of time by the producer, by the seller, or by the distributor, the customer should be compensated. So you can say the product liability is an area of law which makes manufacturers, distributors, suppliers and retailers accountable for any injury inflicted due to products use. So this customer is going to be safe if suppose some sort of injury is going to be there and he may be given some compensation for that defective product. So if a product or its components are defective, its manufacturer may be held responsible to pay compensation. So what is a defective product? A defective product is when its safety, risk of personal injury, damage to property is not as per the expectations of the customer. That is, customer is thinking that product is going to perform well, but it is its expectation, but expectations are not going to be fulfilled and the risk of personal injury is going to be there. This type of scenario is going to give the product name as a defective product. The product is assessed on the basis of every aspect of marketing of the product, instructions and warning, because whatever the marketing techniques were adopted by the distributor, whatever was said by for the product, whatever instructions were written or whatever warning was given for that product, that all is to be assessed for the defectiveness of this product, and product handling at the time of supply is also to be seen. So product liability is based on negligence, misrepresentation, strict liability and warranty. Let us discuss one by one. Negligence, product negligence, or you can say product liability, how this negligence is going to be there. So you can have it as negligence based product liability is caused due to producer's lack of proper care which makes a product unsafe. That is, negligence is on the part of the producer, that he has taken not proper precautions, and because of his negligence this defect has taken place. Like you can say a pressure cooker is there, and when he is putting safety valve in it, he has not inserted the safety valve properly. Because of that, some accident may occur. So this is the negligence on the part of the producers or the seller. So you can have these as negligence. As the name indicates, the negligence is You can say that no intent to harm but harm occurred. That is the distributor or the producer or the seller, it was not intention to harm you, but because of this negligence harm has occurred. Since harm has occurred, it means it was the producer's duty to make the product safe. Consumer's responsibility to use products as instructed, because a consumer needs to use that product as has been directed by the seller of the product, and the producer's fault as he didn't fulfill his obligation to care. So producers need to take proper care in designing, manufacturing and assembling products, inspection and testing products, and placing sufficient warning tags. So the producer can save himself if he is going to design, manufacture and assemble products with proper care, inspection and testing is being carried out, and he is also placing sufficient warning tags. Misrepresentation means a lot of things have been said by the product, rather have been said for the product. It does this, does that, very good, etc., etc. But actually it is not the case. So this is going to fall under the heading of misrepresentation. It happens when the fraud has been committed against consumer. It is written that the temperature is going to reach so much, but temperature is not being reached. It is misrepresentation. Or in the case of boilers, you can say general type of complaint is going to be there. The boiler manufacturers sometimes say that so much psi pressure is going to be there, but actually when it is going to be in use, much less than that is going to be achieved. So what has happened, has been said something, actually it is different. So misrepresentation is there. This is what a sort of fraud is, and it is done knowingly, because the seller or producer knows that what is the worth of its product, but he is not telling the truth and selling it to the customer, and a sort of fraud is being committed by him. Wild disregard for safety. Safety has not been taken care of. One example you can say, hand presses you can see, or grass cutter machine you can say, very common example. They generally do not provide the safety guard, and what happens when a person is cutting the grass, sometimes his hand also goes along with the grass and it gets some injury in that. So this is the wild disregard for safety. Similarly, it happens in the case of hand press. The worker is moving with his one hand the press, and from his another hand it is putting the work on this. So there is no safeguard in it. If some sort of you can say attention is going to be somewhat not proper, then his hand may be injured. So this is a sort of wild disregard for safety. Strict product liability. Plaintiff to prove the product was defective, that is, the consumer is to prove the product was defective. Defendant is the seller of the product. Product is unreasonably unsafe. Strict product liability means that your product you are having, it is no doubt about it that it is unsafe. Plaintiff is physically hurt, and defective condition is proximate reason of harm. This is which is known as strict product liability. Market share liability. It happens in those cases when you are having different people are involved in that product. So you can say when several defendants are linked to the production of a faulty product, different producers are there. So liability of all defendant is going to be there, and on what basis? It is on the basis of the market share held by each of them. So in the case of liability, in the case of market share liability, all the persons or all the components which are being manufactured by different defendants or by different producers, they will be held responsible for that. You can say any automobile, they are having say a two-wheeler is there or four-wheeler there. You may be having different components, say glass component also there, some fiber components are also there, main components are there. So main components are being produced by the company. The glass components are being sometimes taken by the company from the market, or some sister concerns are there, and likewise other components are being produced by other producer. So if suppose the product is going to be failed, so this is the product which is there, it is going to be the fault of all dependents, and the liability is going to be fixed on all dependents depending upon the market share held by each of them. So different product defects theory in this are manufacturing defect theory, design defect theory, and warning defects theory. What is there in the case of manufacturing defect theory? It occurs when a product deviates from its planned design due to some problems despite taking proper care in manufacturing the product. That is, whatever design it was there, some care is not there, some problem has occurred there. So because of that, this manufacturing defect is going to take place. May cause injury even if used as intended. This, because it is a manufacturing defect, it may cause some injury if it is being used whatever in the manner it has been instructed. Even then you may get some injury. This is what improperly assembled products. This is what the manufacturing defect theory is. Design defects occur when an improper design makes the product innately defective, which can cause injury despite being used as intended. So the example in this case, design and manufacturing defects, you can say that earlier when we were having this Bajaj Prius scooter, behind that it was a stepney. Then you can remember that in some of the cases, with the passage of time, the stepney got broken, and because of that there may be some accident. If suppose some person is sitting on the scooter, and if it falls down, he may also get some injury because of that. So designing, because of this designing defect, that injury may take place. So this sort of product liability is coming under the heading of design defects. Strict liability warning defects, that is, warning defects occur due to inadequate or lack of warning resulting in injury which could have been avoided with proper warning even if product used as intended. So in the case of warning defects, you are having that warning has not been proper. Because of that improper warning, you were not able to you estimate the danger of that, and because of that injury happened. This is what which is coming under this strict liability, and that theory is known as warning defect theory. This is all about product liability. It may be due to design defect theory, it may be due to manufacturing defect theory, it may be due to warning. So any type of defect may be there, and if the customer is going to complain and he is going to get injured, then some sort of compensation is going to be there from the producers or the sellers or the distributor or any person who is in the chain of this product, whether he is producing that or he is marketing that product. Thank you.